Get these
Fort Knox
gems.
is stacked with gold. Why? Why is gold so important? Why gold? Out of all the minerals, gold is the standard. Not just on this planet, interplanetarily. You see, intergalactically. You see, this is why the Anunnaki came here mining for gold, extracting gold. The Neteru have skin of gold. They bathe in gold. All this about gold. Anunnaki, gold. Why? My son was playing a video game, and I heard him and my other son talking. He said, no, you got to go through the secret portal. That way you can skip this level. You see? And I was listening. I said, that's deep. He said, that's the same thing Daddy does. He's teaching people how to skip levels. And I said, that's absolutely on point. That's absolutely what it is. And they say in many ways there's no shortcuts, but there's always secret portals. There's always secret passwords. There's always things that are secret. It's not for everybody. Everybody got to go through the whole thing. But you know, in life, there's ways you can skip over things, right or wrong. And one of the ways you do that is getting access to certain information from the tree of life, not the tree of good and evil, you see, but the tree of eternal life. This is what makes a human being immortal. We're already gods. The tree of life has said, look, man has become like one of us. He knows good and evil, but he's really not like one of the immortals because he did not stretch forth his hand and eat from the tree of eternal life. It's talking about memory. It's talking about connection. Energy can't be created or destroyed, so it can't really be talking about a physical death. It's talking about ignorance. Ignorance to certain hidden secrets. This is why all of these trees, tree of life, tree of good and evil, trees represent knowledge. What do you think books are made from? So my story real quick, and I'll let you go. I was absolutely, obsessed with getting the first book out. Working full time. I was in school working on my graduate degree full time. You know, pretty much a full load. Family, bills, babies coming, just piled up. I said, I must find a way to get this stuff done. I'm on a mission and this body is in my way. It has to get all this sleep. You see, that was the main problem, sleep. Until I tapped into certain technology, the gold, that enabled me to go with 2 hours sleep, 1 hour sleep sometimes. Okay? I would sleep for 3 hours. You see, work 3 hours all day. You see, so the whole thing was based on the gold. That allowed me to collapse time. Y'all know how much this is worth just right this little bit right here? I understand the power invested in myself. It's going to reap rewards. You follow me? So really quick, I'm not going to go into all the details of how gold, transmits electricity across the synaptic, brain throughout the, corpus callosum, the neurons. I'm not going to go into this, how it helps you see into the future. You take enough of it, you start seeing things before it happens. You already know the egg is going to roll off the counter. You see it before it happens, a split second, just like in Star Wars. The reason why the Jedi is so fast with his reflexes is because he's slightly a millisecond in the future. He already knows what you're going to do. They talk about the Most High is the best of planners. Allah is the best of planners. The adversary plans his plan, and man plans his plan. But Allah is the best of planners because he's 2 steps ahead of everybody. You got to start being ahead of time. You see, this is about mastery of time. Time is dealing with a measurement. It's the movement of particles through space. You got to increase the movement of the particles of electrons through space in your mind. You got to speed things up. You follow me? You got to speed these things up. This is why we have 17 pages of testimonials. Don't believe me. Nazir Ra, you're just trying to sell me something, right? Go to the website and read the testimonials about gold. And then listen to your boy, the Colonel, let you know in plain sight. It ain't about what you know. You think those rich kids at Yale and Harvard, you think they sitting up studying? You think they memorizing and passing tests? You get to a certain level, you're in.
Zeus ain't just create the Caucasians and stop there. The Caucasians is Zeus, aka Satan, greatest creation. Was the Caucasian race. This is why if you look at this world and the way it's ran, because this is Satan been running this world, right? Look at who's at the top. Caucasians. Then who comes second? Chinese, Japanese. We can't even say Asians because the Vietnamese and Filipino people get treated like shit, nigga. They shit on them. They shit on them. Chinese and Japanese is the people that get the love in Asia. Okay? They don't give a fuck about no Philippine or Vietnam. Even Chinese, Japanese people, they be racist toward them because they darker. See what I'm saying? Chinese and Japanese are synthetic Asians that they put in there in the fold to make everybody think. Because that's who got the second power. When they be talking about China, oh, China is richer than America and we in debt to China and this and that. Are you crazy? That's all propaganda. We in debt to China. We in debt to China. You believe that? But you don't understand how the race work. How the fuck they in debt to China when the Asians come, the Chinese and Japanese come after the Caucasians? They all human beings right there. And they the powers that be. Remember when I be telling y'all all human beings ain't bad? That's what I mean. Every Japanese person ain't in that rich inner circle that's running the world. Every Chinese person ain't in that circle. Like every Caucasian ain't in that circle. But I must teach y'all the truth about science. I must give you the science of the planet. That's all I'm here to do. Chinese and Japanese people are human beings. They are human beings. Koreans too, human beings. The original Asiatics, if you want to talk, is the people they don't show you. Filipinos, like her. Filipino, that's why they not going to show you her. Okay? They not going to show you her. Because your black ass over here going to be like, hold on, she like my sister. You going to immediately ask questions like, hold on. Fuck, that's Asian? That's Asian? That's fucking Asian. That's the way your mind gonna think. And now there go all the questions. Your mind, you too intelligent. Y'all too intelligent. So they couldn't have showed us that. You would have immediately started asking more questions. Just like they had to tell us all black people came from Africa, right? Because if you tell us, well, it was black people in America, and it was black people in Canada, and it was black people in Africa, and it was black people in Europe, you'd be like, damn, well, black people was everywhere. They can't have you thinking that. It soothes the interest of the cabal and the deep state and the Vatican and the royals in America with 3 Ks, which is their biggest company. All right. It soothes the interest of those elites more to make you believe that you was all boxed in Africa. You feel me? And that the rest of the land was just land, because that's what they teach us in school. And that they had to come over here and kill all these red people called Indians to even make way for us to get over here. But the whole time, it was over 8 billion Indians. Where they all go? You feel me? Exactly. So, now, at the end of the day, this is why they do that. Just like they don't tell the black people over here that they the Indians. They don't tell them like, oh, well, they the Seminoles. Hey, y'all really the Seminoles. All you fucking black people in America, y'all are the descendants of the Seminoles, Choctaw, Sioux, fucking Californians, Egyptian tribes, Cherokee tribes, Illinois Confederacy, Powhatans, and on 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 and on. They don't tell black people that over here in America, man. They don't tell Latinos and black people that they even the same. They got the Latinos thinking that they Puerto Ricans. And that makes them Latino. When if you look at Latino is the word applied to everybody down in South America. Right? And Puerto Rico not even over here in America. Right? So, you got real Puerto Ricans, if you want to call them that's in Puerto Rico. But a lot of you Puerto Ricans that was born in America, your ass ain't come from Puerto Rico. Your ass was over here, you was a tribe. And when they started dividing us with these titles, and they named y'all Latinos and named us African Americans, because that's all they fucking did. We always look different, y'all. That's why I showed y'all the black girl with the blonde hair. And the black girl that was damn near white. We always came in so many different complexions. We are the rainbow. That's why they call us colored folks. We are the rainbow. We come in many different colors and shades. We are colored folks, nigga. This is why they originally called us that. It's about the only name they called us that wasn't really foul when they called us colored folks.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity. Hi, I'm here to give blood. Oh, yes. Come on in. Thanks.
Mamá, este hombre está muy alto.
How you doing?
Sí, está demasiado alto, Dios mío. Oh, creo que sí entiende español. Shh, quiet, cállate.
Left arm or right arm? Oh, let's go right arm. It's my strong arm. Okay. So, do you give blood often? Oh, sometimes. Not too often, but sometimes, yeah. That's wonderful. You're doing a great thing, by the way. Thanks. All right, all done. You're good to go. All right, great. Thanks. By the way. All right, the bidding will start at 1,500. 445, 55, 8, 55, 55, 45, 55, 8, 55, 55, 45, 55, 8, 55. Wait, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're selling your blood to the hospital so they can sell it back to you. 445, 55, 55, 8, 55, 55, 55, 54, 55, 55, sold to Kaiser. The fuck?
And he is a member of the Palestinian youth movement. He makes a
wengi tuko nakosa kama ilikuwa drone naandikiwa wenyewe, kuna makamera iko na nini ingine ndio kunapita mwanga sasa hivi tuko hapa kunyonge tuko fasi moja nitaka mkamia Musa wengi tunapita kwenye wanitaka mumuka jo nipata drone maisha anguka hapa, kuna maparashute na nini motere ndio kuna nguruma sala ongea
Menenda nyuma mtaopa nje.
watu tuko rezema tuko na wasada washafika kukati sitoni na wengine kupale tunaola navo
Kacha na
kama itakuwa Mungu atasaidia tu, tunataipeleka sasa, tuko na kombata vipi tuifikishe mjini tunaenda nayo mjini ifike mkiazinyonge njoo kama tuingiza kama taubomola kuna tuko na kata party hivi tuone jinsi ya kuipitiza, tutaona kama itapita ndio watu kama twende Ilunguza kama tuingoe na tuko na za order tu kama inabeba nini, kuna makamera na licho nyingi ndio watu kama tuko nini bado kubola nao mnaongeza ikosa kisha njia inaharibika nanduka njia.
Yes, we are picking up signals here in the state of Virginia of extraterrestrial activity, and it appears that there are two different species that are headed towards Earth. And I will be channeling Zolar tonight, leader of the outer worlds, to get more information. But right now, I got to catch a flight up to Washington and then out to Nevada. But I will be keeping you posted. They're not going to allow a nuclear holocaust. Right now, we have 5 countries that have declared war on Israel. And this is escalating very quickly into a nuclear holocaust. I always say that if there is a fourth world war, it'll be fought with sticks and stones. There won't be nothing left of this planet. So our dear extraterrestrial friends are going to do what they have to do to stop it. I'll keep you guys posted. Have a great Saturday night and upcoming Sunday, guys.
Larry Hoover, whom I mentioned last week, leader of the Gangster Disciples, after he changed that name to Growth and Development and started pushing the members of the Gangster Disciples into school now to get a high school education and go on to do constructive things, he was more dangerous doing that than selling drugs. So you arrested him while he was in prison and gave him 6 life terms. 6. You never intend for my brother to get out of prison.
It is a fetish, the relationship that we have had with the European during the time of slavery. It has been more of a fetish because you can't, on one hand, dehumanize a group of people, justify them being inhumane, say these are animals, these are not human beings, we are not the same, don't touch me, you have a disease, oh my God, ugh, stay outside, you belong with the dog, the pig, etc., and then turn around and sneak in the barn and come lay down with me. Something ain't making sense here. So either you have a misunderstanding or you're not being honest about what your culture is and how you truly view me. In Europe currently right now, you have over 100,000 self-identifying zoophiles, over 100,000 people who identify as those who have intimate relations with animals currently, right now, over 100,000 of them. That is not a new practice. It's a very old practice. When it came to us as a people, many of them believed on the buck-breaking farms, on the sex farms, that they were having sexual relations with their dog, their horse. This is how many of them were picturing it. And that's how they were going into that mentality.
Oh, so some of them were practicing bestiality then?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right then. All right.
Oh, no. Please. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Bestiality is a part of the culture, the same as pederasty with the pedophilia circumstance. That is a part of Caucasian culture, primarily Greco-Roman culture that has been transferred into multiple European nations. Then, of course, you have some things in Asia, but primarily with the Europeans, how they brought it over here. Resoundingly, that's exactly what they have done. It has been a very well-known practice, but they try to stomp it out of history. So during that time, it made sense why there was this fetishizing of its black bodies. The Delectable Negro, that book, not just about how they cannibalistically were indulging in us as far as eating us, but how they actually thought of us as a group, especially when it comes to the Caucasian woman with the black male. But then on the other end, you have the bed wenches or bed warmers, our sisters who would sleep with the white men for whatever, survival, to not have her child sent to another plantation, to not have her husband buck broken, whipped or killed, or because she actually did fall in love with the slave master. That did happen, which was horrible, and that did exist, and vice versa. These things are what we have to thoroughly analyze because that mentality is not gone. That's another thing that people have to look at. It's not gone. And people don't want to look at it because they don't want to admit what they are actually dealing with today. They don't want to look at some of the relationships today. All of a sudden, you've been married to this Caucasian male for 10, 15 years. Then all of a sudden, he gets mad enough, he calls you the N-word. And you think, wait a minute, he's never called me that before. Well, did you really talk about the historical underpinnings of your relationship as a people? Did you find out exactly what you've been through? So you got to be honest. People have to look at the record. You look at a person's record when it comes to credit. You look at a person's record when it comes to if you want to borrow money or let them borrow your money. You look at the person's record when it comes to all these things. But when it comes to what our people have been through with other people, love is love. Let's just get past, let's move on.
There are human societies that exist right now that are completely isolated from the rest of the modern world. People who've never seen a cell phone or a laptop or a spaceship. If another world war were to break out, and we in the modern world managed to bomb ourselves back to the Stone Age, life for the humans in these uncontacted tribes would probably still go on as usual. I mean, let's face it, they're better at surviving than we are. So, we'll wipe ourselves out, And meanwhile, they'll continue to develop agriculture, then gunpowder, then naval exploration, until they eventually discover the ruins of our now long forgotten and lost civilizations. And when they look at the skeletons of our architecture and our crumbling sculptures and our faded art, dilapidated buildings, they'll look at it and say, no human civilization could have done this. This was done by aliens.
See that at the top? That's where the bin stone's supposed to be. If that had the stone at the top, this whole thing would be flush like marble. This will go flink, straight like that. It will be straight like that, flat, look like marble. They don't want to activate them things. Them bin stones was like car keys. Imagine having a car key on top of a pyramid. Turn that bitch right on. Oh wait. It would do some stuff like this. Look, see these right here? These used to be teleporters to go to other realms and other places. Yeah, I had a cookie. But look. Come on now. Sound and frequency built these things. This right here is 200,000 years older than the other one. 200,000 years right here. I'm trying to tell you. Ancient history.
This message is for all the non-believers and not the non-believers of Jesus Christ. If you know, you know. You have to understand there are people on this planet that are not from this planet currently. And we are trying to help raise the consciousness of this planet, meaning the consciousness of the human soul. Some of y'all not from this motherfucking planet. Some of y'all have incarnated in these bodies and have forgot, and you have been stuck here. We are here to offer you a new way of thinking. Those that have remembered are here to help you ascend to higher levels of consciousness that surpass the indoctrination that has you trapped. If you want to take your time and tell people and tell us, the few, the 1 to the 5% of people that are pushing this esoteric knowledge that what we are saying is demonic because we can't prove it, what we are saying is demonic because we're taking plant medicine to receive information coming directly from the source, that's on you, bro. We're done arguing with you. We're not here to argue with you. We're here to offer you a new perspective. If you so choose to continue on into the indoctrination of your masters, such as all the books that you read and depend on, you don't know a single author. You don't know a single person writing these books. You don't know them personally. You trust them. You don't know none of these scientists that discover or find things on this planet. You don't know them. You trust them. Just as much as you trust in the name Jesus. You don't even know who Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is. You don't know a damn thing about them at all. But you trust them. You have so much faith in these beings and these people. But yet you look at us and you call us evil. You call us demonic. You call us crazy. You call us dumb and stupid and all these extra words. But you got to understand, it says 144,000 people. So that means the majority of y'all will have to get stuck on New Earth for you to realize the error in your ways. Once we hit a certain frequency in people, once a certain amount of people hit a certain level of frequency that they understand and understand and overstand the esoteric knowledge that has been brought to this planet from outside the ice wall and outside of the cosmos, then contact will be made. Everything will be exposed, and y'all asses will be left without us to help you ascend. And you will be stuck here with your masters, and you will realize just how much they've been lying to you. And you will have no choice but to suffer for a little bit. And then once we move everybody into New Earth, only the powerful will be able to come back into Old Earth and get y'all asses. We're gonna have to literally come back to Old Earth, which will be ravaged with demonic energies, creatures from the underworld that did not want to go to New Earth, with your masters who have implemented AI all up and down their spines and all up into their consciousness and chipped and all this extra stuff. Once you realize, oh, they've been lying. It ain't just been lying about Thanksgiving and Christopher Columbus. They've been lying about every single thing that we have on this planet. They made us believe it. And we defended them. We called God's chosen people. I won't even say God's chosen people because you're God's chosen people too. You just don't remember. But you are calling the messengers of God crazy. You're calling them the messengers of God demonic. And you don't even know what you're representing because you're so asleep. You're not even open to receive information. How can God, the creator, or your ancestors, your spirit guides, send you information, new information, if you are capped here? You can't get none of this information here if your belief system stops here, bro. If you're not even open-minded to receive new information because you're too busy arguing what's facts and what's not facts, which is something that you can't even prove. I don't care what nobody say, you cannot prove that Jesus walked this planet. I have faith. I have faith that there is a character named Yeshua, whatever you want to call him, walk this planet and perform miracles. Absolutely. But y'all don't know what name Jesus, what this even means. And that's a whole nother conversation. I got to stop bringing him up. Because every planet has a Jesus, bro. Every planet has a Messiah, quote unquote. Every planet has an enlightened one that helps try to raise the consciousness level of the human or of that planet's being. Okay? If you really look at the preachings and the teachings of Yeshua, it is exactly what all of what you're saying the demonic people are saying. It's exactly what he was saying, but he was speaking in parables, which is why most people did not understand him and they chose to worship him, because he actually came with proof to be able to perform miracles. Okay? This has become so dense now that it's almost impossible to perform miracles. This is not the time of Jesus and Yeshua. This was a whole nother time period. And not only that, but he was chosen to live that way. Once the consciousness of Christ consciousness enters into the 144,000, and you realize that the chosen tribe, the chosen people, the messengers, and the followers of them are activated, and you see, oh my God, there's not just one Jesus, all of everybody's Jesus now, quote unquote, then you will realize the error in your ways. Then you will realize the error in your ways, and there still will be people who will sync themselves to AI because they still don't want any parts of New Earth. And that's perfectly fine. We're not here to argue with you, bro. I'm not here to argue with you because I know what it is. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody on this planet, bro. I have nothing to prove to nobody on this planet because the best thing about life and individualism is what you eat don't make me shit. I know where I'm going. My people know where they're going. Y'all can believe whatever you want to believe. This is the beauty of life. Eventually you're going to go too. Eventually everybody has to go. But if you get over there into that old earth, and when you see what that old earth, that 3D stuck realm is like, you will be calling us. I guarantee it. You will be calling us. You will be begging us to come back, to pick y'all asses up, because you ain't want to come the first time. Mark my words. Mark my words. You see a mere man right now, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Jesus came down here as a mere man, didn't he? I'm not trying to compare myself to no Jesus. I am who I am. I am who I am. I'm not walking on water. I'm not pulling people out of death. I'm not giving sight to blind people. That's not my mission. That's not my mission. My mission is to spread knowledge. My mission is to help people wake up. Because if I'm out here doing too much, guess what happens? We end up getting crucified. We end up getting locked up. We end up getting chopped up and our body pieces put on separate planes and being spread across the planet. This is real. We're not here to do that anymore. We're just here to spread information. So take this and do with it as you please. Take it with a grain of salt. I really don't care. My job is done. I wash my hands. Peace to you.
Apparently, Blueface has proposed to Jaden Alexa with a fake ring. And I saw the ring, the prongs was too thick.
okay? Especially with you know, being behind on your little mortgage and stuff. You ain't paid your mortgage, and now they got the house on the auction block. Now all of a sudden he's trying to say she got signed by Columbia Records. She didn't get signed by Columbia Records. We're talking about his baby mama Jada. They bought and licensed the song off of her to push the Barbie song, and that's it. But they not signing that big swole-headed Cabbage Patch head bitch, okay? They not doing that. This motherfucker ain't marrying nobody, and I'm gonna tell you why he ain't marrying nobody. Because he got issues with this bitch. And this bitch has caused him, which is his fucking mammy, to have issues with every bitch. So she's upset that he proposed to his bitch with a fake ring, didn't pay the bills, but gave the bitch a ring. And I saw the prongs on the ring. I said, this is not real. Yeah, she jealous. She jealous and shit. Of course, you know, he's been trying to make Krishan jealous. Oh, Jaden ain't making that kind of money. So he's basically it's like fake it until he make it with Jaden. Carlissa jealous because she's like, I know motherfucking well you ain't marrying that bitch and shit. And I'm like, this ain't no real motherfucking proposal. Watch this video.
Carlissa, what's going on? You want to compare booty cheeks with my wife, right? Bet, let's compare rings. Post that little bullshit ass ring your husband got you. Right? You got 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies. You've been married 3 times by 3 different men that has none of your kids. None of these men you married are your kid's father. And at the end of it all, you married a bum. You wanna know how I know he a bum? Cause your ring is smaller than my wife's ring. That's how I know your man a bum. I'm 26 years old. Y'all probably 50, going on 60.
When men like Blueface, who've had very fucked up mamas in their life, you know, instead of teaching them how to be she can't teach them how to be a man. Instead, she taught him how to eat a bitch pussy. But things like this tend to happen, right? And so he has a strong distaste for his mother. And that rolls over into a lot of the relationships that he tends to have. Like he claims that, you know, Jaden Alexis was a virgin. You know, he's been the only person in there, and I'm thinking he's the only person that wants to go in there. If you see the way she shaped, goddamn it, she look, okay? Bitch got the BBL in the face. I said, bitch, I know they ain't do a fat transfer in your face, bitch. Like, they had so much left over from her gut. Okay? There's a reason why he's asking his 6-year-old son if he's gay or not. His relationship with women and him trying to create this perfect life because his life was so fucked up coming up, because he didn't have his father or his mother, and he really blames his mother for his father not being there, because he feels that if his mother wasn't a whore, his daddy would be around and he probably wouldn't like men, allegedly. But Krishan already told that. And furthermore, did you see how he was reading? Straight men don't read like that. Like he got that gay boy read. He comparing rings. Real niggas don't do that. Heterosexual niggas don't do that. Only gay niggas do that. Don't play with me. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck how hoish of a mom he got. It ain't gonna shake that badussy out of you, bitch. That's your daddy's fault. Moving on.
Bro, who do y'all really think this Antarctic Treaty is for? Y'all gotta use your eye, man. This Antarctic Treaty is a treaty with all the nations for the Elohim. So the Elohim have a treaty with all the nations saying that if y'all do any type of warring or do any type of thing that's gonna mess up this zone, this experiment that we're doing, we're gonna come and end the whole experiment. We're gonna exterminate y'all. We're gonna give y'all back to the Zeta Grays, and we're gonna take our people back to the 5th and 6th dimension. So this is all just like a gigantic test, you know what I'm saying, for mankind to see how they operate living amongst the Elohim. Because, you know, if they gain, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity to be part of the 5th and 6th dimension, they're gonna be all throughout the universe. So they gotta be tested, right? So this is a great test right here to see what they're gonna do. And this Antarctic Treaty is about the treaty with the Elohim. All them nations got a treaty with the Elohim. You know, the reptilians and the Zeta Grays, they more like rebels and stuff. They kind of do what they want to do in this realm, and that's why they're going to be judged, and we're going to have that great war in the end. But this treaty right here is a treaty amongst the clone nations and for the Elohim, so that we can basically make sure that this procedure, this test that we're running, and the scientific experiment with mankind and the Elohim, to see how it's going to come out and play out at the end, which we already kind of know what's going to happen.
For the worst. Jimbo, why don't you assist lunch lady Doris in the kitchen?
It's hard for me to clean this giant pot when you keep spilling meat tenderizer all over me. Oh, great. Now I gotta work in the dark.
This sandwich tastes so young and impudent. Seymour, what's with the good grub?
Well, perhaps I ought to let you folks in on a secret. You remember me telling Jimbo Jones that I'd make something of him one day?
Are you saying you killed Jimbo, processed his carcass, and served him for lunch?
I wonder where Jimbo is today. He should have beaten us up for our lunch money an hour ago.
Oh, lunch lady, please to have another sloppy Jimbo. How's his good night?
No, that's your third helping, young man. It's making you fat and soft and tender. You just cut in line, didn't you? Reported attention odor.
For how long?
Oh, about 7 minutes a pound should do it.
Okay, I got your German grub right here.
Art, does it strike you as odd that Uter disappeared and suddenly they're serving us this mysterious food called Uterbraten?
Oh, relax, kids. I've got a gut feeling Uter's around here somewhere. After all, isn't there a little Uter in all of us? In fact, you might even say we just ate Uter and he's in our stomachs right now. Wait, scratch that one.
Mom, you've gotta help. They're cooking kids in the school cafeteria.
Listen, kids, you're 8 and 10 years old now. I can't be fighting all your battles for you.
But, Mom...
No buts. You march right back to that school, look them straight in the eye, and say, "Don't eat me."
Okay.
In 1855, an Indian community in New York was destroyed. 300 people were left homeless. It was called Seneca Village, but you know it as Central Park, right? So, and we have the Library of Congress, right? All the Indians, right? And look at the buildings. Look, all the Indians up top there to your left. You know, they're just everywhere, okay? All the Indians everywhere, right? Buildings, okay? Buildings upon buildings. They didn't have cameras, so they had to depict what they saw, all right? So we have a chief of Bas Jesmans, or as the Europeans call them, Bush Negroes, on a visit to the governor of Paramaribo, Arawaks, or Caribbean Indians at Suriname. Look at the buildings in the background. Look at the Indians right here. All right, let's keep moving. Now, look at her hair braided and in a bun. Look at her hair. Look at her facial features, both of them. Look at him, his hair. Look at his hair. Look at his hair. Look at his hair. This person, look how they built this structure right here, okay? But I know you're thinking like, well, I don't see any buildings and stuff. Pay close attention, and I'll point it out to you. These are the buildings right here. Because you can say that, oh, those are trees. This is a tree, okay? This is a tree. These are buildings grouped together. Let's see if we can crop in. buildings. See the top of it? Those are buildings. Those are not trees. That's a city. All right? Let's keep moving. But I want to go over these phenotypes again from Peru. You know, since they're trying to say it was some weird looking dudes and it wasn't us. Look at these two women. Look how, like I keep telling you, these Europeans, because it's from a European book, okay? Think Dutch or something, Netherlands, I don't know. These Europeans know who we are, and so does the USA, but they willfully suppress it.
The Watchers, the Gregories, the Nephilims had a high-ranking fallen angel by the name of Selene, who was the goddess of the moon, or Allah. Listen, Muslims, your God, our God, the Almighty God, Yeshua the Christ, is not Allah, okay? Allah was a creation of the Vatican Roman Catholic Empire. I said to you about a month ago that Islam is a creation of the Vatican, okay? So one of the first wife of Muhammad was a nun in the Vatican. They don't want to hear this, okay? The 365th God, representing each god or each demon for each day of the year. And their black cube that we call the black cube of Saturn, or Saturnalia. It's all, I told you I am John Wick. So saline, this is where you get the chemical composition of saline solution. Well, it's named after a demoness, a fallen angel that the Vatican took out. Her nickname was called the Grim Reaper. Lord have mercy.